Hi, I'm here in Golden Square, 2 days before the London Marathon with Charlie Dark of the Rundam crew. Say hello, Charlie.
Hello, my friends. How are you?
We're trying for the second time to do an interview without too much noise behind us. So, as I started out last night saying, what inspired you to go from being a jogger to setting up the Rundam crew community, and what you are trying to do with it, like in the next, say, year?
I started Rundam Crew because I personally felt the benefits of the running, and my friends started to notice a change in me, in my kind of physical change and a kind of mental change, and some of them were kind of quite keen to kind of check it out. But on a particularly hard and difficult kind of run in the kind of early stages of my kind of running career, I started inventing these kind of imaginary characters who would kind of run along beside me, and then one day I was kind of like, wouldn't it be really amazing if we had a crew, that you could go running with, and you could share this kind of passion with other people that you knew, and it kind of went from there. We started off with 6 people in a friend's kitchen on a Friday night, running before we went to DJ or went to clubs, and then it just kind of blossomed into this kind of massive movement that we have. We've kind of like about 150 people, we've got people overseas, and it's kind of all around the country, and it's been great.
And I think we said as well about you started out on a little bit of a vanity tip,
Yes.
doing the running to lose a few pounds and work off a few ice creams.
Yes.
But obviously, what I do, I'm interested in sport performance and the mental side of activities. So just describe for yourself that journey from where you started to where you are now, and how it started maybe being physical, and where you think the mental aspects are important for what you're trying for with your time this year.
When I first started, it most definitely was like a physical kind of, I need to lose my daddy belly. That was the main thing. And then afterwards, what happened, I'd kind of done a few races, kind of getting more into running. I think as you start to push yourself more, you realise that the mental side of things starts to come into play. It's not just about kind of a physical. You can be in tip-top physical, condition, but if your mind is not right, you're not going to cover the distances that you really need to cover in order to kind of finish races comfortably. So I started kind of investigating, the mental side of things, like reading a kind of motivational books, read all of Lance Armstrong's books. So I used to watch a large amount of kind of race footage on YouTube, of kind of classic races. There's a particular one which I watch every race that I do in the morning beforehand. I watch the Jewel in the Sun. I think it's 1982 Boston Marathon. Alberto Salazar,
Dick Beardsley.
It's an amazing piece of footage. Just seeing these 2 people kind of mentally battling it out over this 26 miles. So yeah, it's kind of, for me, it was that kind of realisation that if you can run a distance that you've only ever travelled in by car or in a bus, then you can actually achieve anything in your life that you put your mind to. And that's become the motto in my running. And definitely kind of as I go into London Marathon this weekend, we're really kind of going for the fastest possible PB, and like I'm lopping off 45 minutes off my PB. Hoping to.
Yes.
It's going to be, that's going to be kind of like a definite mental taste.
And what have you sharpened your mental skills over the last year or two in training and in races?
What have I done to?
What do you think you've done to improve it, and with the other peers you've got in RDC?
Myself personally, what I've done is stopped using running as thinking time. Whereas before I'd go and run and kind of that would be my time when I'd think about my life and think about work and think about what was going on, in my life. Now running is the time where I clear my mind of everything. My phone is off, I'm not answering emails, I'm not thinking about work, I'm not thinking about what's in my inbox, I'm not thinking about what tasks I've got to do. I'm just literally thinking about getting into the moment as quickly as possible, where your body's just kind of flowing along, legs are moving, the breathing's kind of, comfortable, and you're just kind of, almost like you're like a machine, just working your way towards the kind of the destination point. That's what I think about more. That's definitely something that I've worked really hard on, over the past year.
That's really interesting, because I've written already about Tim Holder at University of St Mary's, talking about mindfulness and like the old Buddhist principles of clearing your mind and letting thoughts come in and leave your consciousness.
Yeah.
So it sounds like you're going that way, but we should maybe talk a bit more about that on the blog.
What happened is, as my ability to run longer distances at a faster speed increased, then the Zen aspect of running started to start making sense. Because I think what happens is after you reach a certain distance, once you cover a certain distance, once you go beyond a certain kind of amount of miles, then the running takes on a kind of definite kind of becomes a different experience. You know, running 50 miles and beyond, you know, I'd say even running 30 miles and beyond is definitely different from running 6 miles. You know, it's a different feeling inside your body.
What about the other people you're close to in the community in RDC?
I think in RDC, what I've tried to do is lead by example, and to try and encourage people as well to be the best that they can be. Our motto this year is go hard or go home. So it's about trying to distinguish yourself from your peers in everything that you do by trying to put the maximum effort that you can into what you're doing. So, because I think there are many people who do the same things. So, you know, everyone's a photographer, everyone's a DJ, everyone's a musician, everyone's a graphic artist. You know, so how do you distinguish yourself from the other people around you who are doing the same thing? You push yourself to your maximum to be the best that you can be every day of your life. You know, and I've definitely kind of, you know, pinpointed individuals amongst the crew and said, you do know that if you focus your mind on this running thing, you can achieve this. You know, I guess that comes from kind of being a teacher and working with young people. You know, I think it's the same kind of skill that you apply across, where you're just kind of like identifying the potential in people and trying to encourage and nurture it as much as possible. And this season has been the nurturing season of running crew. You know, and it's been really interesting seeing people naturally just kind of accept the challenge and trust me enough to take on the mantle and to achieve their goals. I think it'll be really interesting on Sunday when we regroup after, you know, post-marathon to see, you know, what people have achieved. I think it's going to be great. It's going to be a very great moment.
Yeah, I think that's just like
Good work. I hope it's a good conversation. And finally, just for anyone watching this who's thinking of joining Rundham Crew, thinking of doing a marathon, what's your message to them?
I would say the hardest thing about running is getting out the door the very first time. Once you do that, everything else is easy.
And you'll provide some of the structure to help these folks.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we're Rundham Crew. You know, we just try and provide a nurturing kind of, you know, community for people to kind of, you know, discover their running potential. We kind of have this reputation at the moment as kind of like people are like, it's really hardcore, and you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the gym and train for 6 months before I come and join you. And then we have to understand is kind of while you're in the gym, everyone's just getting faster and faster and faster. So I'd say at whatever level that you are, whether you can run 1 mile, whether you can walk a mile, just come down to a session on a Tuesday, check out the website, come down and basically join in. You know, and we will get you to the finish line. I guarantee you that.
On that note, Charlie Dark, thank you very much.
Thank you very much indeed.